turning 250, and it's time to rock out with our forefathers. American-made, battle-ready style for true patriots. Whether you're marching in the parade, grilling in the backyard, or raising a toast to liberty, do it in the gear that screams freedom. Celebrate 250 years of USA in style. Wear your American pride loud. Trendjackers.etsy.com. Grab yours before the fireworks.
Tony, welcome to Government.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
He wants us to stay quiet for 1 second. Sorry.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Malcolm Day Comedy Radio.
I just want to say thanks for making my millennium. Oh my gosh. Well, it's a love fest.
Yeah, you heard that story.
Yeah.
So I guess should I tell it again?
Oh yeah, if you want. I mean, yeah.
You know, you guys are into comedy. Does it really help when somebody gives the punchline?
Okay, hi everybody. Good morning. Happy Thursday to you. Welcome to the Malcolm Dade Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching from. We appreciate it. We ask that you share the link to the show on all your socials. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. Hey, if you're watching on Facebook and you want to stay there, like we said, we appreciate it. However, if you'd like to join in today's conversation, hear your name read, hear your comments read, please switch over to YouTube because that is where we monitor the comments, just like John did. He said good morning. Good morning, John. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today, the Malcolm Dade Comedy Show. We're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club, and we have two legends here with us today. Frank is here, as always, on Thursdays.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. And we have with us Karen Bella, ladies and gentlemen. Karen Bella is here. Hi, Karen. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Good morning, guys. Let
Good
me
morning.
just put this little pad in front of here. So,
You're not able to turn up your volume at all, are you?
am I? Let me.
As far as, like, you know, what's, you know, as far as what,
Is
you know.
this okay? I don't know. I'm just gonna turn up all the volumes. And hope that
What?
something
Oh,
works.
that.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah, okay.
A little better. Just
Little
bringing
bit.
everything up. Okay.
That's cool. We appreciate that. Thanks.
This better?
Yeah, actually, I think that is a little bit better.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
So, is this too? You know, you crazy musicians, is this too early in the morning for you?
No. I think 10 a.m.
See, you don't even know what time it is. So, thanks for joining us. I say Long Island Legends, but you are actually, well, I guess technically you're still on Long Island, but you're kind of not. You're what, in Brooklyn?
I'm always on Long Island because, not to interrupt you.
Oh, you can interrupt me all you
Because,
want.
Because my family lives in Long Island, and also I gig in Long Island often. So
Nice.
I'm
Well,
Long
actually,
Islander.
and that's a perfect segue. Thanks for that. I am now showing, the photo of your December gigs. Yeah, you are gigging quite often.
Yes.
Which is fantastic, and you guys can see the poster there. Yeah, you're all over the place, including this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, or tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, you're playing in Holbrook.
Yeah, at Irish Times.
Very nice, very nice. What's the? How is it as far as gigging? Like, are you? You got to constantly hustle and try and get these gigs, or do you have somebody that does it for you? How's that work for you?
It's actually all of the above. It's one of those, and I'm sure that Frank also, feels the same way. It's some of it is word of mouth, where somebody calls you and they're like, "Hey, so and so recommended you to me. I'd love to book you for a private party or this restaurant I own," or something like that. And some of it is that you do work with a booker or a booking agent, where they book different kinds of events.
Nice.
Could be anything from corporate events to country clubs to senior centers to restaurants and bars. So and then some of it is me literally calling, hustling, emailing, texting. But I've actually been a little lazy lately with emailing and texting because, I feel like everybody goes through phases where you're hustling. You're like, okay, I'm starting to burn out a little bit. Let me take it easy. And then you start thinking, well, at least me, I'm like, oh my God, I'm being too lazy. I have to start hustling again. And then I get exhausted from the freaking out about it. And so I'm really trying this winter to not overly hustle, to just allow the flow to come in. And during the busy season, you do work so much that it's kind of nice to see if you can take it easy during the cold season, so that you can just stay at home, cozy, and enjoy life for a bit.
staying at home, cozy, enjoying life for a bit is that's a good plan. I like it.
Yeah.
Now, all right. So I have a couple of questions with things you just said. So you mentioned word of mouth. Now, and I talk about it all the time when we have musicians on here because we're live. You know, I'm at Governor's Comedy Club. I'm inside Governor's right now. And and I see a lot of similarities. You know, it's all entertainment. You know, so it's all most of it nighttime work. It's all gigs of some sort. Yeah. So it's very similar life. So I find in the comedy world that word of mouth is still arguably the strongest way of getting gigs. Is that the case with you or no?
I think it's quite an equal balance, and it fluctuates, and that equality changes. So sometimes it'll be like a phase of more word of mouth, and sometimes it'll be a phase of me having to hustle. Sometimes it'll be a phase of a booking agent does most of the work.
Yeah.
And you know, nothing is black and white. There's all the colors of the spectrum in any field that you work in. And that includes even being a lawyer. If you're a lawyer, sometimes someone's like, hey, I'm looking for a lawyer, and they Google something and they see the web page, it's a recommended lawyer, and they reach out to them. And sometimes it's, hey, I had this lawyer, they helped me, so here's their contact number, reach out to them. You know, so things like that.
But being a lawyer is not as much fun as going out and playing your tunes.
You know, I wonder. I would have to, you know, my sister-in-law is a lawyer, and I think she does something with property tax, and she seems pretty happy. I guess she likes that stuff. You know, I would hope that anyone who works, like a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, that they actually enjoy what they do, and even though there are difficult things about it, but that they enjoy the result of all the hard work.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. And that was well put, but yeah, I'm still sticking with it that they're not having as much fun as we are performing for people.
They might make more.
Well, yeah, true. Well, and that was actually one of my other questions. You're talking about, you know, wanting to, you know, sit back, you know, during the cold months and be cozy, which again, I'm with you. But is it are you like me? Do you sit and then get not scared, but almost maybe a little worried that, you know, hey, you know, I got to get gigs, or I have to do this, I have to do that. Like, as much as I enjoy sitting back and doing nothing, but at the same time, then I just start to worry. If I'm not moving, if I'm not shaking, if I'm not hustling, I'm not going to get, you know, a certain amount of work. Do you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's tough. The hustle is tough.
Yeah. It's that funny thing where, you know, I love being a human being. We're quite contradicting in our thoughts and behaviors sometimes, because when you have everything that you've wanted, right, and you're super busy and you're running around and you're just exhausted and you're like dreaming of just sitting on the couch and vegging and watching your show, and then finally when you get that moment, you're like, okay, I don't have work for a little bit. I have off this weekend. I got a couple gigs going on, and now I have all this time to veg. And you're like, oh my God, I want to work all the time. Yeah. Oh my God. And then you start dreaming about working all the time, because then you have your fears and your concerns. And that's I think one of the most difficult things as a human being, when you kind of like separate yourself from the soul who's having the journey of a human being, right? And then the human being, which is, you know, the flesh and the brain and all that stuff. And it's hard, but it's challenging, but it tests your ability of faith to be like, everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be fine, because there's a time for resting and enjoying the peacefulness of, you know, why is it cold? You know, the seasons are a wonderful thing where you need that period to hibernate so that you can be refreshed and then go out into the world and entertain and perform and be colorful. So, you know, yeah, but it's just a matter of speaking to the mind. The soul has to speak to the mind, or whatever it is that you believe in, to be like, hey, everything's going to be okay. Just look at the grand scheme of things. You got what you wanted. Be grateful for that, and you're going to continue to get more of what you want. You just let the time flow.
Well put there, Carambella. I like it.
Now I have to take my own advice.
Well, right, and I'll be honest, that's exactly what I was thinking. And I do. I talk about it all the time on here, because I'm here 5 days a week, and I talk to various musicians and comedians and actors and whatnot, and we talk about, it's not always, the end goal isn't always the money. It's the experiences, it's the journey, as you put it. And I do feel sometimes I'm not taking it in. I'm just too busy. Okay, what do I got to do next? And what I got to talk about here? Who's going to do this? And I'm not enjoying a moment like this. I am enjoying a moment like this. Don't get me wrong. That came out wrong.
A moment like this.
Nice. Oh, do I get a songwriting credit when you write that song?
Well, that's actually a song that was the first song that Kelly Clarkson released after she won American Idol. So the song has already been written.
Damn it!
Just not by me or Frank.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't get a co-writing credit. But you do write a ton of great tunes, and you just released "Living on the Great." It just came out about a week ago, right? 2 weeks?
Yeah, on November 21st, so a little bit over a week.
Nice. And it's on Spotify and everywhere you can stream?
Spotify, Apple. It's on all the platforms. I distributed it through CD Baby. And it gives you, an option of where you want it to distribute to. And I just choose everything.
Sure.
Because I think that the idea is when you're still trying to get yourself out there and you're self-promoting and self-pushing, that you want to be as easy to be accessed for your music as possible. Now, I'm a pretty honest person. I think I'm going to try to say it as sweetly as possible. There are certain things, for example, about Spotify that a lot of artists don't like because there seems to be a ratio of fair and unfairness that isn't balanced.
Yeah.
And so I know a lot of musicians are, bands and stuff like that are starting to remove their music from Spotify. But I personally am keeping my music on Spotify because a lot of people come up to musicians and say, "Hey, are you on Spotify?" And so you want to be accessible to them with the, sacrifice of, okay, I'll make 0.0004 cents on a stream. And yeah, I'm like, I wish I was exaggerating, but
no, you're not. Yeah,
it's a double-edged sword, and so yeah, it's available everywhere. I've also released a lyric video that I made myself, which is funny enough. I hired someone to make a lyric video with imagery for the song, and they sent it to me a couple of days later, and I said to myself, this guy doesn't get it.
Right.
He's not understanding the vibe of the song, and I could probably do this myself. Now, I pay for a subscription to Canva, which I recommend to everyone who has a business to use. It's worth the money. You make such awesome flyers. And then I realized I use ChatGPT. I'm an AI girl. I'm millennial, so I'm in between both the digital and the non-digital world.
Yeah.
And so I found out that on Canva you can make lyric videos. Just takes a little bit of getting used to and time and imagery. And I created the lyric video. I'm so proud of it. I found all these really cool stock videos and photos that they have on there that you can legally use.
Right.
And I created a lyric video that was what I felt the song looks like image-wise. And the song is really deep because it's kind of like I feel like the song is about living on this great earth, living on this great experience, living on the grandness of things, and it's about my childhood and a conversation with myself and a conversation with my brother and what it is that I want in life, and I wanted the imagery of that lyric video to go through. The lyrics are so poetic and so filled with depth and imagery, and I hope the people like it. Whoever listens to it, I hope they like it.
So yeah, a whole bunch of stuff here. First of all, yes, I have the video. I was going to play it if that's all right, and I was very impressed with it. I think it's great that you did it yourself. So I commend you on your work there. And I think it's great you mentioned like things like talking to your brother, because if I wrote a song based on conversations with my brother, it would just be burps and farts, I think, the whole time. But
from you.
But yeah, I think it's great. And then you talk about the money aspect. It's a tough thing because you want to get the exposure, so you want to put it out there. But at the same time, you're not making, like you said, it's like 0.0004, and that, like you said, that's no exaggeration. You guys, musicians, don't make they make not even pennies on streaming, but
with original music. But I think that's why a lot of songwriters do a lot of work, whether it's studio work for other people or gigs that aren't their songs, like cover gigs, because that live performances, you can make a good living, you can make a decent living, and some gigs pay more than others, private parties, things like that. And you do that, and then when you have the time, you focus on your songwriting and releasing music, and it's just you can never let that dream go away because you're doing it for yourself, and you want to share whatever gift that you were given and whatever skill set you have. You want to share it with people,
right?
And you hope that whatever spaghetti you throw against the wall, that something's gonna stick. But at the end of the day, I get to do music for a living. Either way, if it's my songs or not.
It's for a living. You don't have a daytime job.
I don't have a regular job that is considered stable with a 401k.
Right.
And I think that the reason why I don't have a job like that is because I'm not really sure, being honest, I'm not really sure what I would be qualified to do unless I went back to school and got certified and became a teacher or something.
Sure.
Because in order to be a teacher, you have to have certain certifications. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I really don't know if I would be able to do marketing or office work, or I would have to completely go down a different career path.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what I would do if I had a regular job. And when I did, I wasn't really doing music, and I was miserable and really sad and very depressed.
Absolutely. I get that.
And I was getting sick all the time.
Wow.
Just constantly getting sick and sitting in the office and being in this uncreative workspace and having to get up at 5 a.m. to get there at 9 a.m, and then you're there at 9, and then you leave at 6, and then the day is over, and you're like, this is my life, and it's not to make anyone who has a 9 to 5 job to feel bad, but
it's just not your thing.
It's not my thing, but I had an opportunity to make a choice where it's go down a path that is not necessarily guaranteed and not stable, but if I hustle, I could do it because I see other people doing it. And if not now, then when?
Right. Absolutely right. Yep.
And it's a decision that I made in my 30s, my early 30s, to just jump off that metaphorical cliff to do music full time. Because I could always go back and get a regular job or go into waitressing again. And that option is always there. I can always go back to school if I wanted to. If I really wanted to, you want something, there's nothing that's going to get in your way, right? So I'm doing it now. And I'm hoping to continue to do this until the end of my time.
Right. Which hopefully is not for a long time. And I have to ask, do you live near a school or a park or something? It sounds like a bunch of people are having fun.
I have my windows open to just let some air in and out. Would you like me to close
No,
it?
No, it's not in the way at all. I just happened to pick up on it. It just sounds fun, like a fun atmosphere.
Yeah, there are kids outside at recess. And I kind of, I live in Bushwick, so it's a very up and coming area. And the area that I'm in is right across the street from a public school. So I do feel relatively safe since there's some families here and things like that.
My son works in Bushwick quite often, actually. So yeah,
Wait, what happened?
My son, he works in Bushwick fairly often. There's a film studio that he works with. Yeah.
What is the name of the film studio?
I was actually, as I'm sitting here, I was trying to think of the name of it. And the good father that I am, I have no idea.
That's okay. keep it up.
That's it. All right. So I wanted to ask, I was looking at your website. Oh, all right. Oh, I thought there was an accident. I was waiting for the smash. I was like, oh no. So I was looking at your website. You are an Alexa Strings endorsed artist, a Yamaha guitar ambassador, and a Fishman endorsed artist.
Yes.
What in the world does that mean?
Okay, so the Yamaha Guitar Ambassadorship, that was a program that I was part of from 2022 to about the beginning of 2024. So I still have a relationship with Yamaha, and I'm going to be going to NAMM again this year. I actually have to contact them and see if I can get a pass through them. But
yeah, that's coming up, right? Isn't that usually in January?
Yeah, that's coming up at the end of January.
Yeah.
And I don't do the ambassadorship anymore because I think they paused the program. I remember there were some changes with the directors, and so things were kind of up in the air, and it was out of everyone's control. And I think that they're now focusing on other things, but it was a really great experience to not only get a really wonderful guitar sent by that to me for free, which was really cool. I thought it was a scam at first. I was like, is this real? And then I got a guitar in the mail, which was amazing. The guitar is so different from the other guitars that I was used to, which is a basic Martin guitar.
Yeah.
And it's a different tone. This guitar likes more finger picking, less nails. I usually have longer nails. I get fake nails done, so it likes short nails. It likes softer energy. But if you start to strum and play it percussively, that particular guitar that I have from them, the AC3R, is not. It's not built for that. It's more finger picking, like more if I were to do the song Landslide.
Sure.
That's the kind of guitar that it is. Beautiful tone, very very forward and very ethereal, and so that was a really cool experience with them. I got some behind the scenes looks. I went to the Yamaha Guitar Center over in California.
Wow.
What were you saying?
Well, I'm sorry, but what was the purpose of sending you the guitar? Like, did you have to
They
just?
wanted us to make videos and to post it on Instagram to promote their guitars. And it's a really genius way to have artists who are up and coming and have social media to promote their products. It's basically promotion. And there were some perks that they would give us gift cards, and they just treated us nice, and the company took such good care of each and every guitar ambassador, and a lot of us became friends. And it was also to share it was self-promotion as well as helping them get the word out about their guitars. Yamaha's known for so many different things. They've got boats, they've got motorcycles, they've got all different kinds of gadgets and pedals and this, and they have sister and brother companies that you have Line 6. They've combined with other guitar companies, like I believe like Cordoba and things like that. So they're a huge, wonderful family company. Like, meaning family, like they treat the people that work with them like family, and it becomes a family, and that's the thing that I love about Yamaha. The Elixir strings, similar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They treat you really well, and they found me actually on social media.
Nice.
They posted a photo of me playing a guitar. This was during the pandemic, so it was like 2021 that all of this happened, because music and live music was really hit big because of the pandemic. So a lot of companies wanted to collaborate with artists, and I think it's genius. I think it's wonderful and genius, and we help each other, and that's the principle right now at the school, if you hear that. And so
now that you say it, I hear it.
Yeah. So they found me, and I reached out to them, and ever since then we became very friendly, and I met them at NAMM, and I became an artist. I love them all, and I can't wait to see them, and I've been using their strings ever since the beginning of time of playing the guitar. So and I love their strings.
That's really cool that they found you. That makes you feel like you're doing something right? That they found you. That's cool.
That that guitar I just looked up on Amazon. That guitar is going for $1,200.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So you got a good deal there.
Yeah. Free 1,200.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, so we mentioned the song "Living on the Grate." So is it all right that I play the video?
Oh my God, it'd be my pleasure. Thank you.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to play that now. You've released the song November 21st, and it's you mentioned being a millennial. Frank and I are not. So you just released a song, or is there an album coming, or
I'm
or
releasing
a lot of
singles right now.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing now. Yeah. Okay. So it's just standalone, "Living on the Grate" by Karen Bella. It's available everywhere. So listen to it, enjoy it, and then go get it. All right. And then remind you two that if you want to talk or anything, just mute yourselves because it'll still come through while I play the song. So if you start yelling at the principal to be quiet while you're on the air, just make sure you're muted. All right, we'll be right back. Enjoy the song "Living on the Grate," Karen Bella.
Living on the grave. Cause I only wanna feel the nice to you. Step aside when I'm not best to you. Turn around and walk away when it's not safe. Do you step aside when I'm not best, when it's not safe? Remember when we were a little bit younger, when we were younger, felt a little bit older. Remember when we counted days by the wood. Look at one another, we're a little bit older, not by too much, we're scoring 7 years older. The more I learn, the more I know. If you can go slow, slip away. Living on the grave. Cause I only wanna feel the next to you. Step aside when I'm not best to you. Turn around and walk away when it's not safe. Do you step aside when I'm not best, when it's not safe? When you get to the point where your thoughts go away. When you get to the point where your thoughts go away. Living on the grave. Remember when we were 7 years old, when life was more simple than a barrel in over. Remember when we tasted days that were good. Now you got a baby to put right on your shoulder, a wife that is good, her kids are colder and colder. The more I learn, the more I know. Mother, father, son, and daughter's how we grow. Living on the grave. Cause I only wanna feel the next to you. Step aside when I'm not best to you. Turn around and walk away when it's not safe. Do you step aside when I'm not best, when it's not safe?
That was great. Well done.
Thank you.
Living on the Great by Karen Bella, who's hanging out with us today. And I'm going to show the upcoming gigs again. There they are. Little Sheryl Crow influence, maybe?
Yes, good ears. There's a lot of influence. I get a lot of people say to me, Sheryl Crow, like early Sheryl Crow.
Yes,
And
early. You even sound like her a little bit.
Yeah, I think what people are picking up on are the blues elements
Mhm.
that she has.
Yeah.
And that subtle attitude, but there's like a whisker of like a playfulness with it.
Right, yes.
You know, because Sheryl Crow is a true musician.
Agreed.
She plays the bass. She writes different genres. She actually does so much more than people know, and she's gorgeous, and she's a bad MF. You know,
You could say it.
I don't know if you're allowed to. Curse
You're allowed
on
to say anything you want.
Okay, all right. So yeah, there are definitely influences from her. There are also influences with that song. Not that I was cognizant of it when I was doing it, but there's influences of Enya. If you know who Enya is?
Of course, Sail Away.
So she's got like all these voices, and you literally feel like you're floating in a cloud of voices, and that's something that I really love to do, that I've been incorporating in the more current stuff that I'm working on, that I don't have in my previous released material. And so there's influences of that. There's also influences naturally of Joni Mitchell, Alanis Morissette, Norah Jones, John Mayer,
Nice.
Elton John, Jewel, Celine Dion. There's so many influences from so many different artists that I've listened to that create all these songs. And it's interesting. When I hear it, I don't hear the influences. I hear me, right?
Of course, right. Sure.
But people hear the influences, which means they're just so in tune with the result of what my sound is. And I think it's incredible. It's like when you have a cookie and you're like, oh, I can taste the salt, I can taste the butter, I can taste the sugar, I can taste the caramel, I can, like all these things.
Yeah. And that's a perfect analogy because I'm a big music guy, and I'm always listening, and I'm a big album deep cuts guy too. Like Sheryl Crow, I think her best work is the stuff we're not the hits. Alanis Morissette, who you mentioned, she's known for that. You Ought to Know. She's known for that Jagged Little Pill album, but there's so many other great songs that she's done. Joni Mitchell too. But the analogy is perfect with a cookie because I taste it and I enjoy it, and I have to eat the whole Entenmann's box. So I take it all in, literally.
By the way, my parents owned a kosher and parve bakery in Wantagh, Long Island for 30 years.
All right, hang on a second.
Yeah.
I lived in Wantagh for 20 years.
Okay.
So what was the name of this bakery?
B&B bakery.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I
It
can't.
was my parents' bakery. And
Where-
my dad
where
was
was
the
it?
Baker.
Where was it?
It was right not too far from that church that's not really used, and Suburban Temple where Genovese used to be, but then it became Rite Aid.
By the
right on.
on Merrick Road.
No, Jerusalem Avenue.
Oh, by the diner.
There is a diner, and there's a comic book store in like a little shop.
Oh,
It's more the northern part of Wantagh.
Right. The Genovese became. It's now a Pet Smart, I believe.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
By
what
the
it
Burger
is,
King.
but it's not there. Here,
We're
I'm
talking
gonna
about the
have
same
to
town.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we have to go to
Oh, you're looking it up.
Yeah, I got my computer.
I
Jerusalem Avenue.
definitely remember the name B&B Bakery.
Jerusalem Avenue. Okay, so it was on the intersection.
Jerusalem and Wantagh Avenue.
Where is it? Jerusalem Avenue is large. Okay, so Pea Pond Avenue and Oakfield Avenue. There's like
okay.
now a Dunkin' Donuts nearby.
Yes.
And so there's a little there's an it's not there. Yeah, so in that area.
Okay, I got you. Yep, I know where you are. Yeah. There's a whole big hullabaloo going on over there right now because they want to turn that church into an Islamic center, and people are going nuts over there. Okay.
I heard about that. Someone informed me, and I always felt like that church was kind of what is it called when something's been there for such a long time and it becomes like a
landmark?
Like a landmark. I kind of I'm so used to that place being like that. So but Bob Dylan said it best. Times are changing, right?
Yeah,
if that's the correct quote.
That is definitely fitting these days. Yes, absolutely. But you didn't. But that is that's right on the border of Wanto and Belmore, and that's where you grew up, Belmore, right?
I grew up in North Belmore.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
And then and then I tried to live in California for a couple of months in Hollywood. And I got sick with my ears.
Yes.
I had hyperacusis, which is sensitivity to sound, and I was going to go to Musicians Institute there, and I couldn't do it. I was 24, and I couldn't handle being fully independent, and I wasn't working, and I didn't know how I was going to get through, and I couldn't sing because everything hurt.
Yeah.
So I moved back to New York and started to I fought that for a while, that issue, and my brain naturally retrained itself, which takes time. And I started writing and working more on the guitar and proving myself as a guitarist and songwriter. And then I because of 2008, the crash of 2008, it made my family kind of have a really tough time. And a few years later, my parents wanted to retire in Israel, so they moved there.
Really? They moved to Israel?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's where we're from.
Right.
So then they were there, and I moved there too for about 2 years.
Wow.
And I had a completely different life experience, even though I've always went back and forth to visit because I have family there.
Yeah.
But I felt at the time that was the right move for me because I felt like I couldn't find myself here in New York. I was still developing as a songwriter, as a person. And I just had such a vibrant social life there. I met so many amazing people.
Really?
I saw a world that was very different from living in Long Island.
That's
and I
for
didn't
sure.
realize how sheltered I was with news and just being connected to the world.
Right.
And a different mentality, a different way of behaving. Like not in a negative way, like in it just every country has their own mentality.
Correct, their own culture.
And every
right.
language has a difference in the way that they sing the language when they speak, the different tones, right? And I improved on the Hebrew over there, and I can read and write much better than I used to, which was before that 0. So I learned how to literally read the hieroglyphics of the language, and I learned so much about myself. I feel like I went in there, even though I was in my late 20s, I felt like I went in there kind of like a child, and after the 2 years there, I left a full-grown woman.
Wow.
Because I just matured so much, and I'm also really happy that I got to be there with my parents.
Sure.
That was so important for me.
When that was probably part of the issue of California, right? You were there. Sounds like you were there alone.
Yeah, it was going to be. I decided to move there because my parents, after the crash, were going to move to San Francisco to be closer to my sister who was living there at the time, and then unfortunately my father needed to move back to New York because that plan canceled.
Okay.
And I already made the plans to move to California, so I said, you know what, maybe that's where I'm supposed to be. And it wasn't for me. And that's the funny thing that life does sometimes, where it gives you opportunities to go down this path, and then you go, no, that's not for me. And then you go
Right.
back, and then you try this path, and you go back, and that's okay. Everything's an experience.
Absolutely.
You know,
you take something from it, and there's definitely a reason why they all happen.
yeah. But I moved back to New York from Israel because I knew what it is that I wanted to do for my life and my career and my dream. I couldn't do it there because you're in a completely different part of the world, and I needed to be in the United States. I needed to be in New York.
Right.
And,
Okay.
and I'm really glad that I made that move back.
The you mean it's like as far as your music, like it wouldn't?
Yeah, just for my career.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a song like the Living on the Great. It wouldn't get exposure there, or it's not the type of music, or
it's not about the exposure. It's that it's a very small country, and there's a completely different genre of music that goes on over there.
Right.
And who I am and the kind of artist that I am, I would have to completely change myself. I felt that I had to change myself. And so to make it as a singer-songwriter over there, I would have to do a lot of songs in Hebrew, just do completely different thing. And my mother tongue is English, and I write in English. And a lot of people over there write in English. And they're very connected to America. I feel like it's the second America over there.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Oh my God, so Americanized. Tel Aviv is like New York City.
Really?
So yeah.
I didn't know that.
But there's also like the old element of the old like the old buildings. It's all there, and they maintain it wonderfully. So so moving back here was so important because the musicians that I know now, I would have never met. The people who helped open the doors for me for everything, I wouldn't have been able to achieve it or meet or be in the right place at the right time if I wasn't living here.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got it. Absolutely. And let me just kind of go off course a little bit, talking about Israel, because again, I had no idea they were so in tune with America. And you talk about even the news and everything, like, to me.
Ask me any question, and I do not take offense to.
Oh no!
You don't have to hold back about
No. This isn't offensive at all. It's just, but again, it's just kind of off topic. But again, watching the news here, it seems to me, and I'm the first to admit I'm naive when it comes to this, but you always hear so much like craziness with what's going on in Israel. So I always picture this place where you almost can't walk out of your front door because you might get hurt. But that's not really the case, right?
So right now, I haven't been in Israel since the end of 2016, beginning of 2017, when my father passed away.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, which is one of the songs that I'm gonna. I wrote a song about my father that's gonna come out in January. So I feel more safe walking in Israel in the streets than I do in the subways.
Wow.
And the reason is because you do have soldiers who are stationed at certain areas, and it's not the most obvious thing. It's not like you're walking and there's soldiers everywhere.
Right.
It literally feels like you're walking in New York City.
Okay.
And everyone over there is nice and warm. Most of the people there have served, so everyone is aware and everyone has the training.
Right.
And there's protection in a lot of places. So when you walk into a mall, when you walk into a supermarket, there's a security guard. And or sometimes when you go into parking lots, there's security. They want to check your trunk. They have to speak to you. And they want to check your bag. They ask you questions like, are you carrying a weapon on you? And you say yes or no. They're trained to hear the tone of your voice, to analyze you, to check you out, and they can tell almost immediately, like, okay, this person's fine, and they do it as a precaution. They're trained. They carry weapons on them in case something is weird. If they're trained to see if something looks off.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what happens there is you have people who are an extremist who believes in what they believe in,
right.
and they'll come into a park or a beach area or a cafe or a club, and they'll come in and attack or blow themselves up, or a bus, and they'll do that. So of course, every time I went on a bus, or if I went to an open mic night, I remember one of my brothers dropped me off and he said, "Hey, I just want you to be careful because right now there's attacks going on where there are terrorists dressed as civilians or wearing what is it called when they're wearing coverage from the top down?" The women who
right,
who
and they
cover
just
themselves,
right.
So and they'll come up to you and stab you from the back. So he told me about that, and I'm just like, oh, that's great, and there are things like that. I've been there when there have been missiles flying above, and you run to shelter, and you feel the vibration of the interception of the Iron Dome, which is an incredible invention, by the way. Which, if it wasn't for the Iron Dome, there would have been so many more casualties and attacks. And so I've had that experience, and everyone in my family has served. I didn't, because I was born here. I didn't have to. I opted out. And my siblings served. My parents served. My aunts, uncles. Everyone in my family has served. My nieces and nephews are serving right now. And so there's a very different perspective that you have when you are connected to the country and you're getting the information from there, and you have family members that are like, this is what I saw and this is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And then you see the news, and it's I personally don't know exactly what's going on because I'm not there.
Sure.
But I know some of what's going on, and then when you're seeing the news, you don't know what to believe because every station has a different story. And,
Exactly.
And it's very overwhelming. And I think that as a performer and as a singer-songwriter, my songs have nothing to do with that, right? And my songs have nothing to do with politics, nothing to do with my views of anything, except for what I know about myself and what experiences I've had and my emotions and all that stuff. But it actually creates a concern and a fear of, are people not going to like me or want to listen to my music because of what's going on the other side of the world? That
right.
It's not like I'm in control of all of that, But then there's another part of me that is like, this is who you are, and you cannot be afraid, and you cannot hide. You don't have to hide yourself.
Yeah.
Everyone is who they are, and everyone comes from where they come from, and everyone is raised how they're raised. And that's a beautiful thing. Unless you're raised to hate.
The hate, right.
That's a problem, right?
which I think is, I talk about it all the time with different people in here. I love New York. I never want to leave, even Long Island especially. I never want to leave here. And I think that's one of the beauties, especially of the city. It's such a melting pot, and you have all sorts of different cultures that you can learn about them and appreciate them. But I am intrigued. So you said all that about Israel and the Iron Dome. Iron Dome. Thank you. Sorry. But having said all that, you mentioned the missiles, but you still feel safer there than walking the subways of New York.
Yes.
Wow.
Probably now, maybe I'd be a little bit more concerned. I know that it's not easy over there right now. A lot of businesses are struggling. The money's things are more expensive. People are making less.
Yeah.
Things are more expensive. I still do think being in the United States is the best place to be, and also being in New York. And I love New York. I love Long Island. I don't want to live anywhere else full time other than here.
Yeah.
I think that everywhere can be dangerous and everywhere can be safe.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Talking about those two countries, I don't know what it's like to be in other countries, but I will say I'm not sure. I know a lot of people are going to Israel right now, and so if a lot of people are, then it means they feel safe enough to do so.
Right. Okay. All right.
But you always have to have eyes in all.
Well, true.
all around, of
Unfortunately, yeah, that is true. I don't want to forget. Excuse me. We're getting. I always, read comments that come in during the show. Ann Rothney out in California. She says, "Great guest, Frank. Thank you for hooking Karen up with us. She's awesome." She also says, "Great lyrics, Karen. Love hearing this." And then it's all the same person with these comments. Wow, that song really drew me in. Fantastic, Karen. John Rusiello from Florida said, yeah, he loved it. Great lyrics. So I wanted to.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, we have a great family of viewers here that watch, and they're very supportive of our guests. Very supportive. They're great.
The thing about that song that I love so much is that there's a lot of R&B and funk that is so subtle in the way that I'm singing, because there's a there's like that, there's that whole thing, but the song sounds psychedelic, indie pop, folk,
right?
And it's like, what is this song? And it's a unique tune that's just got little sprinkles of this and a little sprinkle of that, and that's so proud of it.
Exactly why I came up with the Crow comparison, because a lot of her music, the lyrics, a lot of her songs can be on the dark side, but you don't really get that vibe because it's disguised within a pop feel.
Yeah.
Some of her lyrics are even kind of, I don't want to say silly, but definitely abstract and weird sometimes. And her song "Soak Up the Sun." People use it as a summer anthem. We're going to soak up the sun. And the first lyric, "My friend the communist lives in an RV." Like, people don't even hear that. But because it's all disguised within this fun, poppy vibe, and I can't believe I just went like that. But
for sure.
Okay, so one thing I was doing my research, and I see that you, especially this time of year, it's perfect for the holidays. You offer personalized songs.
Yes. So funny that you bring that up. It's something new.
Okay.
My brother. So I have a brother who lives here in the States, in New York, and then I have two brothers that live in Israel. And so the one who lives here sends me a flyer of that's like basically like looking, if you want to give someone a gift, get a personalized song, and I collaborate with AI, and we meet up and we talk about what you want to write about this person or situation, and then I write it with AI and I send it over to you.
Wow.
And all that stuff, and I'm just like, why are you sending me this? Like, I'm a songwriter. Why do you want me to have someone write a song that I could buy? And then I was like, does he think that maybe I get paid if I reach out? Like, I was like, what is he sending this to me for? And then I realized, and he's like, you should check this out. And then I realized, because I do speak his language, it just takes me time. I like how every person, like, I speak Karen, he speaks Noam, that's his name, Noam. And so I'm like, wait, I think he sent me this because he thinks I should do this.
That's cool.
And so I said that. I'm like, do you think that I should be doing what this person's doing? And he's like, yeah, this is my colleague and you should totally do it and like offer this and have this like as a side thing. And I'm just like, that's actually a really great idea, because I write songs, but then there's other things that come along with it. The writing the song part, giving it to someone. When you write a song, there's now copywriting things. Does the person feel like they're going to own it? Do you have to clarify through a contract, like, you cannot put this stuff on social media
anywhere,
and on CD Baby and distribute it as though it's your song? So then there would have to be like legality stuff of it. So that's why there's a whole contract explaining, like, you get this song, you give it to the person as a gift, but you cannot claim it as your copyright. You cannot claim it as this is your song, and you can now release it and put it on a CD and sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's all these things. And so I do offer that, and I think it's a really cool thing. And I wouldn't use AI for that, because I think that when you get the information from someone, just let the idea flow, and you could really, essentially, if you really focus, you could write a really good song in
Sure.
15 minutes.
When sometimes in here, again, I'm in the comedy world, so I'll talk to comedians and actors, and we'll talk about like crowd work and ad-libbing, in a show, and we'll say to each other how sometimes if the way something you say to an audience member, in response to something, like you stock it in your head, you keep it there so that the next time you're on stage and you see a good place to throw it in, you do it, and it comes across like an ad lib. It comes across like you just thought of it, and everybody laughs and thinks you're a genius because you just came up with it. Meanwhile, it's stocked in there. So is it kind of like the same thing? Will you make up a song for somebody and then maybe use that music again for the next customized song? Are you just changing the words to fit that the next person, or are you doing it from scratch for every single time?
I do approach things from scratch.
Wow.
If you take ideas, you can borrow elements of the ideas.
Yeah.
But even if I wanted to take a melody and put it into something else, I'm taking from myself. So
right.
what am I going to sue myself? You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, yeah, but that's the beauty, because you own it. You can change it if and use it for something else if you wanted to. But I'm impressed that you're coming up from scratch for every single person that hits you for a customized song. I mean, that's not easy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hard work, and that's kudos to you.
It is a hard work, but I think it also challenges you as a songwriter. Now, I just want to make this point. Frank, are you the silent person of this guest interview?
I wait till I find a window to get in there somehow.
I'm like, I feel like for the past hour, I'm like, and Frank's just like,
yeah. No, when I find a way in,
he's on every week. We don't need to hear from him. We're talking to you.
Right, that's true too.
Shout out to Frank.
Well, let's do that. How do you two know each other?
Harry Chapin.
You played the. That's right. Yeah, you played the other night at the Chapin thing, right?
Yeah, I did. I did a song on my own, and I also filled in for Christine Sweeney with Gathering Time, and and I've been doing this since I think 2015, 16, or 17, one of those years, and I know Frank has always been there, and then I saw the proposal that you did for your wife. That was very memorable, and I remember being so. I get nervous every time I go in front of an audience that's paying attention. Like in a bar gig, nobody pays attention, so like I don't.
Oh yeah.
But when you go and it's just you and you're like, oh my God, everyone's looking at me, and then your voice is shaking, and you're like, oh my God, they're gonna think I suck. Oh my God, I suck. And that's the problem with the fear. But I always remember thinking, wow, one day I would love to do a song on my own. Can I do it? Will I ever get that opportunity? And Gathering Time has this reputation of just such respect in the folk community. And then fast forward almost 8 years or something like that, and I I did a song on my own.
Nice.
Alone, and then I did something with Gathering Time, so it was just like, oh, wow, it was just a surreal moment.
How did so all right, so you go to the Chapin, you meet Frank, and that's how you guys became friends. But how does a millennial discover Harry Chapin?
Well, I've known of Harry Chapin because of his hit song Cats in the Cradle.
Okay.
So over the years, watching movie, listening to radio, I never really dove into Harry Chapin and understanding who he was, what his history was, the fact that the tragic historical fact of he was supposed to perform in Eisenhower Park and unfortunately passed before his time.
Frank and I were supposed to be there that night.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh, you were already there?
No, we went there later on that night.
Right. I remember that, but I'm saying we were going anyway, though, for the concert.
Right.
We didn't just go because we heard he died and we gathered
No,
there.
we were getting ready to go. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. That's incredible. I mean, it's sadly incredible. But I became friends with Stuart Marcus, I think 2015 or 16 when I met him, and he asked me to be a part of the Harry Chapin tribute performance. And
okay.
Ever since then, I started hearing his music and hearing more about him, and whichever kid was there of Harry Chapin. So I met Josh and Jen Chapin, a beautiful woman, very talented. They're all wonderful, kind, and learning about the songs and learning about what drove him to write it and the stories of it. And in fact, I was maybe a month ago when I started learning Cats on the Cradle so that I could perform it with Gathering Time. I didn't even know what the song was about until I read the lyrics, and oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They are incredibly heavy lyrics, so sad, so real.
Yeah.
And if nobody knows, it's about a father who wasn't really fully there for his son, though he loved him and raised a son to be just like him.
Right.
Where the son wasn't fully there for the dad when he got older, and it's sad and it's tragic, and that's a reality in life. So I hope anyone who's a parent is there for their kid as much as they can be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's for sure.
The child is there for the parent.
Yep. All right. So I'll give you the choice. I have Lover. Lover. Do we start over? We have Indio and we have Rise Up. Which one should we play?
Ooh.
Lover. Do we start over? I know that's about me and you, so try not to get too emotional. But we can play.
In 2020, I wrote that song about you. It was.
Right. Yep. Almost 6 years before we
Lover,
met.
Do we start over? That's
okay.
a live studio recording with my friend Teddy Kumpel. Teddy is I gotta talk about him. So he's, and it's very fitting because he co-produced Living on the Great.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and Teddy's a brilliant guitarist, bass player, just brilliant musician, brilliant arranger, brilliant engineer, mixing engineer. He's brilliant. Like, the list is endless. And I had the honor of not only working with him for years, but that he played on previous songs, Living on the Great, working together with him on Living on the Great, and we did a live performance together for this song with the Yamaha guitar that I spoke about.
Nice.
And so, yeah.
Cool.
So this is Lover, Do We Start Over? And Teddy's joining me on it.
Very nice. Here we go. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Hang on. Here it comes.
3, 4. Lover, into my room. Let's forget about the words we share that ended with no conclusion. Lover, let's not be rude. There's so many things about me you don't know, and me about you. Is there a chance that we can just start over? Lover, what's your middle name? I wanna know everything about you to see if we've enough that's the same. Is there a chance that we can just start over, work it out again? I'm walking in the rain, smoking my cigarette. I'm walking around with shame. Did I overreact and lose my
Simple thinking, why do you often talk about that you love a man, so is something wrong with mine? Do we start over? You got me in rooms I take back every word I said to you that was so cruel. Oh lover, what am I to do? Wasn't always bad when we shared the love. What is me without you? Is there a chance that we can just start over? Work it out again. I'm walking in the rain, smoking my cigarette. I'm walking around with shame. Did overreact and lose my temper, thinking, why do you often talk about it? That you love a man, so is something wrong with mine? Do is that over?
Now that's a John Mayer tune right there. Right? I mean, I hear John Mayer in there. That was fantastic. Andrew Fremder says, awesome jam. Clap, clap, clap. And in California, she says, wow, you're beautiful, Karen. Love your style. Best wishes always. Yeah, lots of great responses. Yeah, that was a cool tune. Yeah, I heard a lot of John Mayer in that one. And yeah, nice guitar work. What was the gentleman's name again?
Teddy Kumpel.
Teddy Kumpel.
He works a lot with Joe Jackson.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so I know he's going on tour with him at some point in the upcoming year, and he works with some great artists and musicians. I mean, he's very well respected, and he's also a dear friend of mine. I love him to pieces, and I also want to say that my brother Noam did the videography.
Oh, nice.
For it because he studied direction and film in Hofstra University for years,
right down the road from here.
Yeah, and so he did a lot of work in with cameras and films and jib cameras, and I think Noam used to do the he used to work the jib camera for the Dick Clark show for New Year's Eve.
Oh wow!
And he did a lot of really cool things and commercials and music videos and news station, and he just did a lot of things, and he's also a super duper genius and does engineering stuff, like electrical stuff for, the engineering with electrical stuff, connecting sound systems and things like that. He's just really good with all the digital things. And
that's great.
And so he did the videography, which I thought was really cool. And I really wanted him to do something. I've always wanted him to do something. And he's super duper busy. He's
I bet.
Such a busy guy. So I'm glad I got him for that, and yeah.
Wow, that's great. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm glad you threw that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? We can give Frank some time now. Frank, speaking of great guitar players, the big news. Well, I don't know how big it is, but big news in the music world. Steve Cropper passed away.
Yeah, just saw that yesterday.
Yeah, and we just had Lee Finkelstein on 2 weeks ago, who's in the original Blues Brothers band.
Yep, we know him very well.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big deal in the music world. Steve Cropper was part of the Blues Brothers. Part of he played on all the Otis Redding stuff.
Sam and Dave, I think.
What was that?
I think Sam and Dave too.
He played on I think on a lot of that. I don't know if he did all of it, but Otis Redding, he was he did everything. And Green Onions, of course, was Booker T and the MGs, and that was pretty much his band.
Right.
Yeah, played with everybody, especially in that Stax world. And and I was just in Memphis 2 months ago and saw a bunch. You saw the guitar he used for the song Green Onions, which was
Nice.
that was cool. So yeah, that was I was a little bummed to learn that news yesterday.
Yeah.
He just maybe like 10, 15 years ago, he made some albums with Felix Cavalieri, and they're fantastic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I forget what it's called. It might be just their names. I forget if they had a band name or something. But, yeah, so that was the big news the past 24 hours. So I wanted to ask actually both of you, because I saw that, Karen, I guess it was about a year ago, you did the national anthem at the UBS Arena.
Yeah.
And Frank has done it numerous times for the Long Island Ducks, the baseball team out in Suffolk County.
Oh, that's great.
Is that, what's that like? Because it's such an important song to Americans, and if they don't like it, if you do something they don't like in it, they'll let you know, and it's hard to live that down. So there's pressure there. Plus, it's a hard song to sing, and yeah, UBS Arena is a big place, and doing it for the Ducks, that's a large venue as well. So, do you really feel a lot of pressure doing that song, or you just happy to do it? You're excited about playing in a big place like that. What's it like to sing that song?
Frank, you wanna?
Oh, go ahead. You go first, please.
I've had multiple experiences of doing the national anthem. You brought up it's UBS, right?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't want to say USB. I always do that and mix it up.
We all do. I actually said it right because I have it written down because I knew I would get it wrong.
Good. And then I also did an arena in Bridgeport, the Bridgeport Arena, I believe it's called, the TD Bank.
Yes.
TD Bank.
Yes.
So I did it there first for about 2 years consecutively for the monster truck shows.
Oh, wow.
Now, I have zero connection to monster trucks.
I have to admit, I see you, Karen, and I think monster trucks. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of comical and I'm like, okay, that's a great opportunity. So performing it there was incredible and euphoric because you're just standing on dirt, right? Which was really cool, right?
Yeah.
And you're surrounded by all around by people in their seats, and you sing and your voice is larger than the universe.
Right.
And you there is a bit of a slapback, but you just sound so full, and it was so much fun to do that. So both of those times. One of the times I was sick, like I was getting over bronchitis, but I did it. And then the UBS Arena was much bigger. Right? It's a much bigger place in comparison. And I was really nervous. And they had me stand in front of a camera away from the audience. So the where the people sat was behind me.
Oh.
And you're in front of a camera and you have a microphone. I was nervous. And I had my brother and his family come because his kids, they love the monster trucks. So it's really cool to get them in there. And I start singing. And I don't hear anything. And I'm like, oh, say. And then after 3 seconds, you hear yourself.
Right.
And I'm like,
yeah.
oh my God, the slapback is so delayed. And I think I sang it as slow as possible because I didn't know if I was singing on tune because I couldn't hear myself.
Right.
But I did it. I think it was the longest Star Spangled Banner ever. But people cheered, and then when I heard the recording of it, I'm like, oh, thank God I sang it on pitch. It sounded actually not bad at all. And sometimes they showed me and on the cameras in the middle when they show everything, and it was so exciting. I had a wonderful experience, and I hope I get to do it again. And I was really, really proud of myself. Because it's something that you don't know that you're ever going to have an experience like that, and then you do, and you're just like,
Very nice. Now, Frank, when you do it, you're part of a 3 or 4 people, and you guys sing it in harmony. Does that help take the pressure off?
It definitely does. I mean, it's been a while since I did it by myself. I did it by myself years ago with the Ducks.
Oh, did you?
But when they first opened, I did it a couple of times. But more recently, I do it with the quartet, and we actually did a monster truck at the Coliseum one time.
Nice.
And that was crazy. It was same kind of a feel like you had. I remember standing on the dirt, and I remember thinking, all right, I gotta be careful how slow I walk, because I'm gonna slip on the mud. All you need to see that other people fall back on you because of mud.
That would be awesome.
It would be funny, but vocally that went well. But early on, when I did the ducks by myself, one of the years I did it, I forgot to breathe as I'm singing it. So right toward the end of the song, I start choking, and you just hear that kind of thing. And I got off as fast as possible. As I'm going back to my seat, someone stopped me and goes, was that you that just sang National Anthem? I'm like, yeah. They're like, all right, next time.
Somebody actually said that to you?
Yeah, you do better next time.
Oh, my God.
I hope they covered it up, but I guess not.
You're human.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're talking
you
about
get the
Frank. I'm
words
not
right?
really sure.
What was that, Karen?
Did you at least get the words right? Whatever came out?
Yeah, I think I did. But just the fact that I choked, I'm like, all right, just get off as fast as you can. But hopefully nobody heard it. Just run.
Yeah.
That's
but
great.
it's still fun to do. But the first time I did it, actually, Bud Harrelson was still the manager of the Ducks. And as I finished and walked off, Bud looked over and he goes, great job, Frank. Really good. Really good.
And he even said your name? He remembered your name?
Yeah, I remembered.
Wow, very
So
nice.
that was cool. A little moment there.
Yeah, that's nice, yeah. All right. We have about 10 minutes left, maybe a little less. So I just have some random questions for Karen at the end here. Memorable gigs, whether it's voice cracking or somebody that we all know and love played with you, or something cool that happened to you at a gig.
Okay.
Or I can move on to the next question.
There's two. Yeah, because I had to think, like, do I talk about just one of them or both of them?
Mm-hmm.
The first gig that I'm going to talk about is when I released my EP Karen Bella on March 13th, 2020.
That's a good date. That's my daughter's birthday.
Oh, Mazel Tov. My birthday's March 12th.
Nice. That's the day I first started in here, March 12th of 18.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, look at that. So I was one of the last performers to perform in New York City before they started shutting things down.
Oh, okay.
And that show almost didn't happen because people were canceling left and right. Things were closing. Everything was starting to change. It was very fearful. And I decided to go forward with the show, and it was a special night. 80 people were supposed to come. Ended up being more like 28 or 30 people showed up, and some dear hardcore friends and family. And it was a beautiful evening because I got to do my show, and my music was out, and just all the people that I love were there, including Teddy and my producer that produced that record, and all other wonderful people. And then I sold some merch, and then the evening ended, and then everything shut down.
Yeah.
So there was that one. And then another one was at the bitter end. I believe it was October 26th. And I decided to do a show at the bitter end I went through a rough time, and I needed to lift myself up. So I did a show there, and I had some unbelievable musicians with me, like musicians that work with some of the top people in the industry. And it was a matter of just emailing and saying, hey, so-and-so gave me your number. Would you like to play the keys or the bass or whatever with me? And they said yes. So I got some unbelievable musicians there, and that was a very special show. I was also getting over a rough case of bronchitis, so my voice was less than half of what I was able to do. My lungs were still struggling, but I did it, and I got some video from it, which I posted on YouTube of that night. And so those are two memorable performances that I've had that I'm going to remember forever.
Good for you. That's awesome. Okay. Next question. Bands that you love, bands that you just don't get. We're not saying they suck or anything, but for you just never understood it.
Bands that I love.
Well, bands or artists. Could be either one.
Oh God. I love Barbara Streisand.
Oh, nice.
She's actually the reason why I wanted to sing. I think that I related to her so much because of her stance of, I don't look like everyone else, but I'm beautiful in my own way. And I can sing, and I've got confidence. And she was just the kind of woman, from what I understood and what she spoke about, and what people have written about her and what she wrote about herself. She would knock on the doors and sleep in front of jazz clubs until somebody would let her in, or, you know, she was a pusher and she was a fighter. And imagine being a woman who was judged by her appearance, but she could sing so well, and she was so motivated that people were like, yeah. And she went there, and she's such a leader, directing, writing, performing, acting. I mean, she was doing things that were ahead of her time as a woman. I love her. I respect her. So she's number one for me.
Good answer.
And so, yeah. Bands that I just don't get, or an artist that I just don't get, there's no one in particular. I used to feel like there was genres that I didn't understand and get. But now as the person that I am today, those genres that I didn't understand and get, I respect.
Oh, okay.
So like heavy death metal,
Yeah.
I don't get, but I respect. I truly respect. Certain styles of hip hop and rap, I can't rap to save my life, and I think that I had trouble relating to it as a personality, but I respect, because artists who can rap in that genre, it's a skill.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Skill.
Did you want to try some right now? Let us be the judge of how. I'm joking. I'm totally joking.
Acapella.
I think that I trip over my words, even when I speak. If you notice, I speak slower and I take my time, because I used to have I had to go to speech therapy as a kid. There were certain words I couldn't pronounce, so
Right.
I take my time speaking and pronouncing things, so my diction is much more clear.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, and you've been speaking very well today.
Thank you.
All right. So one thing that I do with my guests, I look at their Facebook, and I look at mutual friends that we have, and so I'm going to throw some names at you. Okay. You might know who they are. You might not know who they are. You can say anything you want, good, bad. Otherwise, you say nothing at all. And if you have nothing to say, we'll just move on. So I have a few names I'm going to throw at you. The first name is Matt Napo.
Oh yeah, I know him. He's cool.
Is he cool?
Guy.
He's a strange dude. No,
well, from my experience, I've had a cool experience with him. I've been on his Facebook, not his Facebook. I've been on his show when I don't know if he still has it.
He still has it. Coffee with the Dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had a good experience with him. Do I know him personally where I could say what you said? No, I don't. I don't know him.
Yeah, that's good. You should stay away as far as possible.
Oh, God.
I'm joking. I'm just making fun of Matt. David Clark.
I know David Clark through the grapevines. I don't think that I've ever met him.
Oh, okay.
But we've communicated and interacted, and he's a super talented guy.
Sure is.
Super talented.
Yep, absolutely right.
And from what I know from his social media, very eccentric, lovely, funny personality.
Hilariously funny.
Yeah.
Him and his wife. His wife is
super talented trumpet player, right?
Right.
And successful.
But one of the funniest people that you'll ever meet.
And they're perfect for each other.
Absolutely, they are. They're great. All right, so the next two names I have for you, I'm going into the comedy world. Les Deegan.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Joey. That's all right. Joey Petroni.
I know that name. How do I know that name?
How do you know that name? I don't know. He's a great comedian. He does a show in here sometimes. He also does a show at WGBB. I don't know if that helps. Yeah, I don't know. He's got long hair. He's got a big
I've heard that
beard.
name though.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good that you've heard the name.
Yes.
Barbara Klein.
Yes, I know who she is. She used to manage a band. She manages bands, right? She's a manager.
Correct.
She managed a band called The Touch.
That's
One
right,
of the
yes.
former members on there used to be my guitar teacher in college, and I was looking for a manager. I auditioned for her once.
She's lovely.
Yeah, she's so nice, so pretty. And I don't think anything came out of that, but it was a good experience to stand in front of someone, represent yourself, and to know where you stand in the eyes of someone who manages
Okay.
musicians.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
what work I needed to. She was lovely. It was a positive experience. When you represent yourself and someone lets you know something, it's actually really important to listen to that, because you go, okay, that's where I have to work. That's where what I have to work on.
Right.
And
That
I wasn't,
constructive criticism.
Yeah, I wasn't who I am now then.
Okay.
You know?
So you need to audition for her again, is what you're saying.
I do. Barbara, may I audition for you again?
Okay, I got 2 more names for you. Paulie Krause.
I know that name.
He's a drummer.
I'm just not putting the face. Okay. I know who you're talking about.
Okay. All right. Good enough. The last name I have for you is Dominic DeBarry.
No, I don't know.
Okay. He lives in he's from your neck of the woods. He's like in the North Merrick, North Belmore area.
He's not a drummer, is he?
No.
Okay, then I'm thinking of someone else.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. All right. So before we go, go out there and look for Living on the Great. It just came out. Give us your socials if you want to promote any of the upcoming gigs, whatever you feel like promoting. Go ahead.
So all my social media is at Karen Bella Music. My webpage is karenbella.com. And the upcoming gigs that I have are up on my webpage. I do have more to add. There is a performance that recently had canceled, December 19th, I believe, at Salute in Plainview. That date was canceled. There's a holiday going on that week, so there's Hanukkah. So that was changed around. But they're going to have more music in the upcoming year. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to be releasing new music in January and also in February. So I'm going to be releasing singles, and I try to perform wherever I can, Long Island. So keep an eye out. Follow me on all social media so you can get up to date things and
cool
little videos that I post. And am I missing anything? I don't know.
I don't know, but there was some great stuff there.
Thanks.
And we'll definitely keep tabs. Maybe when you put the new song out, or sometime you come in here and we'll get you and Frank in here to play live. That would be great.
I just want to say, Frank, thank you for reaching out to me to ask me to be on.
Thank
on
you.
This show with all of you, and I really appreciate that, because it means a lot when someone's thinking of you and then they reach out to you. It makes
Anytime.
you feel like I'm worthy. So
Of
thank
course.
you.
You are, you're definitely worthy, without a doubt, to be on this, this major, show. 'Cause we don't just grab any slob; we get the best.
The best slobs.
The best slobs. That should be the name of the show.
That's a catchphrase right
the
there.
The best slob show with Frank. Frank, who's our musical guest next week?
Next week is Got You Covered duo.
Oh, okay.
With David Lamb and Danielle Gatto.
Very nice. And this will be their second time here, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, very nice. All right, before we go, just remind you guys, in a half hour, we got Sports Bash with Peter Schwartz. Today is Thursday, so we got... we got Recipe for Laughter tonight at 6:30, and we have Primal Scream with Nick Greystone. Nick will be talking to former porn star Ginger Lynn. So that should be interesting. And then tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, we got Matt Napa with Coffee with the Dog. And then get ready, because tomorrow at 11, I'll be here with Rosie, and comedian Greg Criticos will be in the studio with us. So that's going to be quite the experience. Greg and I will probably end up beating each other up. And of course, so that's Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Thanks for all the support. Please keep on watching and spreading the word about all the great shows we have here. Don't forget, we got the Best of Long Island best radio station in the streaming category. You still have a week, about 10 days to vote. You can vote once a day. And don't forget this weekend, December 6th, right here in the Giggle Room at Governor's in Levittown, we have a special night with Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Some of your hosts from your favorite shows are getting up on stage to do some comedy. I'll be hosting. Laura Patton, Kathy Arnold, Steve Kaminsky, Mark Hirschman, Rosie Fiumara, Mike Keegan's headlining, Greg Kritikos, who we just said is here tomorrow. He's going to be on that show. Ali Cam, Lou Prats, and Atmik Gupta will be joining us. And don't forget the following Saturday, December 13th, at McGuire's out in Bohemia, Knock 'em Dead Comedy. We're doing a fun, audience interactive, holiday mob-themed murder mystery show. So come join us for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time with that. And speaking of governors, lots of great comedians going on at all three governors' clubs. The Giggle Room and the Main Stage here in Levittown, the Brokerage in Belmore, and McGuire's out in Bohemia. Some of the comedians you'll see on a governor's stage this weekend: Gaspar Randazzo, Anthony Rodia, One Funny Lisa Marie, Mark Paul, Joe DeVito. govs.com, govs.com, knockemdeadcomedy.com to see what we got going on. And that'll do it. Once again, Karen Bella, this was a lot of fun. Looking forward to hanging with you again. And Frank, I'll see you next Thursday. Yep. And that's it. We're getting out of here. We'll see you in a half hour with Peter Schwartz. Once again, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.